Welcome to our channel. Today, we're exploring a mind-blowing possibility for the future of humanity: why babies born in the 2080s could have photosynthetic skin. Yes, just like plants, they might be able to harvest sunlight and produce energy directly through their bodies. It sounds like science fiction, but advances in biotechnology, genetics, and human augmentation are pushing us closer to this reality than you might think. Let's start with the science behind photosynthesis. Plants, algae, and certain bacteria capture sunlight and convert it into chemical energy through chlorophyll, a green pigment in their cells. This process allows them to produce sugars and nutrients without eating in the traditional sense. Imagine if humans could do something similar. Instead of relying solely on food for energy, our bodies could generate a portion of the energy we need directly from sunlight. This could reduce dependence on traditional food, improve health, and even help combat future food shortages. So how could this work in humans? Scientists are already experimenting with integrating photosynthetic capabilities into mammalian cells. Using genetic engineering, researchers can insert genes responsible for chlorophyll production or even symbiotic algae into animal cells. Early experiments with mice and human skin cells in laboratories have shown that it's theoretically possible to produce energy from light while maintaining normal cellular function. In other words, photosynthetic skin could work without harming the organism, or at least that's the hope. Why babies in the 2080s? Genetic engineering, CRISPR technology, and synthetic biology are advancing at an exponential pace. By the mid-21st century, we could reach a point where bioengineering human embryos to include enhanced traits like photosynthetic skin becomes safe, efficient, and widely accessible. Think of it as a next-generation human upgrade, a way to survive in a world with increasing environmental pressures, dwindling resources, and extreme climate change. Babies born in this era could literally absorb sunlight to supplement their nutrition, making humans more self-sufficient and resilient. The potential benefits are staggering. Photosynthetic skin could help prevent malnutrition, reduce the carbon footprint of food production, and even improve human endurance in harsh environments. Imagine astronauts on long-duration space missions, relying partly on sunlight for energy, or humans living in extreme climates with limited food access. This could fundamentally change how we think about survival, diet, and energy, but of course, there are risks and ethical questions. Modifying humans at such a fundamental level raises concerns about safety, long-term health, and social inequality. Who decides who gets enhanced? Could these traits create a divide between natural humans and bioengineered humans? And what about unforeseen consequences, mutations, immune reactions, or changes in social behavior? Bioethicists are already debating these questions, highlighting that technological capability doesn't always equal ethical readiness. There's also a philosophical dimension. Photosynthetic humans challenge our concept of what it means to be human. We've evolved as consumers of food, part of a natural ecosystem of eating and digesting. Adding plant-like abilities blurs the line between humans and other life forms. In a way, it's a return to a more symbiotic relationship with nature, but it's also a leap into a world where the human body becomes a hybrid of biology and bioengineering. While it might sound far-fetched, incremental steps are already happening. Scientists are exploring artificial chloroplasts, symbiotic algae, and bioengineered skin cells to enhance healing, produce oxygen, or generate energy. Each breakthrough brings us closer to a future where sunlight is not just for plants, it's a potential energy source for humans too. By the 2080s, what seems like science fiction today could become a standard part of human development. So, the next time you imagine the future of humanity, picture a child basking in the sun not just for warmth or vitamin D, but as a living solar panel, generating energy and nutrients right through their skin. Photosynthetic babies may sound like a radical concept, but they could represent the next step in human evolution, adaptation, and survival in a rapidly changing world. If this glimpse into the future blew your mind, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel for more incredible science and futuristic insights, and leave a comment below sharing what you think about photosynthetic humans. Would you want to be part of a future where sunlight fuels your body, or is that a line too far? Thanks for watching, and stay curious as we continue exploring the extraordinary possibilities of science and human evolution.